The Web of Wyrd, or Skuld's Net, is a lesser-known Norse symbol composed of 9 interwoven lines. It represents the Norse concept of wyrd, or fate, not as a fixed path, but as a web shaped by actions across time. The symbol visually reflects the idea that the past, present, and future are all connected, and that every choice sends ripples through the entire web of existence. It's associated with the Norns, female beings who govern destiny. The Web of Wyrd is less common than runes like Algiz or Fehu. However, it remains a powerful symbol of personal responsibility and interconnected fate in pre-Christian Norse cosmology. The witch's knot is an interlaced design often mistaken for a decorative motif, but it has deep roots in folk magic and protective charm work. It consists of 4 interwoven loops arranged in a design that is symmetrical, often mistaken for the endless knot found in Eastern traditions. It was typically carved or painted on thresholds, barn doors, and household items, believed to block the entry of evil forces or harmful intentions. In modern Wicca, it also symbolizes the unbreakable strength of magical intention. Hagalaz, one of the 24 runes in the Elder Futhark, symbolizes destructive natural forces, especially hailstorms. On the surface, it represents chaos, disruption, and damage. But in pagan systems, destruction isn't inherently evil. It's often necessary for transformation. Spiritually, it challenges practitioners to accept upheaval as part of the natural cycle. While not decorative, it was used in bind runes for magical workings involving change, awakening, or breaking harmful cycles. The thunder mark is an ancient Slavic symbol linked to Perun, the god of thunder, law, and warfare. Typically depicted as spirals or angular stars, it was carved into homes, weapons, and ceremonial objects to call on Perun's protection and strength. It was particularly important during storms and harvest seasons, where weather could mean survival or disaster. In folk practice, it was believed to protect families from lightning, bad luck, and malevolent spirits. Despite being almost erased by Christianization, the thunder mark has seen revival among Slavic neo-pagans seeking to reconnect with ancestral traditions. Also known as the Helm of Awe, Aegishjalmur is a symbol of magical protection and psychological warfare. Composed of 8 arms radiating from a central point, it resembles a spiked compass and was traditionally drawn on the forehead of warriors before battle. The symbol is meant to invoke fear in enemies and create an aura of invincibility around the wearer. While it originates in Icelandic magical texts, it reflects deeper Norse beliefs in the power of Satyr, which means magic and mental dominance. Today, it's used in Norse paganism and modern heathenry as a protective talisman or meditation aid. The Cimaruta is an Italian charm originating from pre-Christian traditions in southern Italy, especially among practitioners of Stregeria, a form of folk witchcraft. It takes the shape of a stylized sprig of rue, a plant considered sacred to the goddess Diana. Hanging from the branches are multiple small symbols: keys, roosters, crescents, daggers, or fish, each representing different forms of protection and divine favor. The charm was often hung over cribs or doorways to ward off the evil eye. Though it faded with modernization, the Cimaruta survives today among folk practitioners and neo-pagans reclaiming ancestral European witchcraft. The Kolovrat is an 8-armed solar wheel used in Slavic spirituality to represent the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Unlike the more symmetrical solar cross, the Kolovrat's arms often appear curved or dynamic, symbolizing motion and transformation. It's associated with the sun god Dajbog and with cosmic order. In pre-Christian rituals, it was linked to seasonal changes and agricultural rites. In modern times, it's been reclaimed by Rodnovery, Slavic neo-paganism, as a cultural and spiritual emblem, though its appropriation by some extremist groups has complicated its public image. The spiral goddess is a modern neo-pagan symbol inspired by prehistoric figurines like the Venus of Willendorf and carved spiral motifs found in ancient temples such as Newgrange. The image shows a female form with arms raised and a spiral over the womb, symbolizing fertility, the womb of creation, and the cycles of life. She represents the divine feminine in its primal form, often honored in goddess spirituality and earth-based religions. While not found in ancient texts, the spiral goddess blends Neolithic symbolism with contemporary pagan values of balance, rebirth, and sacred femininity. The Seax-Wica Symbol was created by Raymond Buckland in the 1970s as part of his revival of Anglo-Saxon paganism. It combines a six-rayed star, a crescent moon, and a cross, representing the elements, the moon phases, and the balance between the spiritual and physical worlds. Though modern, it draws on historical Anglo-Saxon symbology and reflects a structured approach to Wicca rooted in Saxon tradition. Sabazios was a sky and horse god worshipped in ancient Thrace and Phrygia. Bronze votive hands dedicated to him often featured snakes, pine cones, solar discs, and eagles. These symbols were meant to transmit blessings and protective energy. The hand itself symbolized divine authority and ritual purity, especially in mystery rites, where the god was identified with rebirth and enlightenment. Elhaz, shaped like a pitchfork or trident, is associated with protection, divine connection, and spiritual shielding. It resembles antlers or raised arms, and is often interpreted as invoking higher powers for defense. It was carved into tools, weapons, and standing stones for guidance and safety. Unlike the better-known runes, Elhaz's use in ritual contexts was deeply personal and tied to inner strength. Though it appears in Buddhist traditions, the Antahkarana has roots in esoteric systems that predate organized religion. It's a three-dimensional swastika-like design, representing the bridge between mind, body, and higher self. Used in healing and meditation rituals, it's said to cleanse energy and strengthen spiritual focus. Today, it's embraced by some neo-pagans and energy workers across traditions. Zibu symbols are a set of curved, graceful glyphs said to have been received through angelic channeling. Each symbol corresponds to a concept like forgiveness, gratitude, healing, or intuition. Though modern, Zibu symbols have been adopted by eclectic pagans, Reiki practitioners, and magical communities as visual affirmations in spellwork and meditation. The Labrys is a double-headed axe symbol from Minoan Crete. It was associated with matriarchal power, goddess worship, and sacred rites in labyrinthine temples like Knossos. The Labrys was both a tool and a ritual object, symbolizing the cutting of illusion and the duality of nature. It's been reclaimed by feminist pagan groups as a symbol of strength and sacred femininity. In Balkan and Eastern European folk practices, a red thread was tied around the wrist or ankle to ward off the evil eye. Though it looks like a simple string, it held strong magical belief, especially for children and women. The thread's color, knotting method, and the ritual words said while tying it were considered crucial for its protective power. Before the Slavs arrived in Central Europe, the Lusatian culture used solar wheels, spoked discs carved into stone or pottery, in burial rituals. These early Indo-European symbols were solar and cosmic, linked to the journey of the soul and the turning of time. They often appeared with fertility motifs, linking the sun's movement to agricultural success and the rebirth of the land. So, there you have it. Lesser-known pagan symbols that once held, and in many cases, still hold great power. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. It helps our channel grow so we can keep making more videos like this. Thanks for watching.